Oh, well, we messed that one up, didn't we?
Yeah, I
I'll,
guess it finished
I
just
just,
before, but it was
I would,
great. I really
I'll do,
enjoyed that.
I'll do the roll call. I'll just do the quick roll call. You know what? Hello, guys, to everyone that's in there, because we have our guests. I did this wrong. I so, anyways, we have author Maury Gonzalez here to tell us about what is this case, because I ain't going to try to pronounce it.
Voronezh,
Voronezh.
Voronezh.
That's the
Yeah,
one.
Voronezh, right.
The Voronezh UFO incident, which took place at the beginning of the 1990, was it 1989?
1989. Yeah, 27
Yeah.
September 27.
In this field in Russia, a park in Russia. Would we call it a park or a field?
A park. But it actually is not. It's not.
That's not correct.
Yeah, yeah. It's a natural park with a lot of trees and things like that. But it doesn't have. I mean, it didn't have games and kind of like an
Yeah.
amusement park. So some people thinks that, there were some kids playing at different places, but it's just a piece of a land. That's it. There's nothing there. It's just a place that you can go and play football or that kind of things.
Okay. Well, Murray is the author of. Can you show your book?
Yes, this is my book. It was edited in Spain, but you can find it digitally on Amazon. It is called The Secret of Voronezh. It was written by me and as an how do you call it? I don't remember. Forward and afterward by Manuel Carvajal, which is a great, one of the greatest investigators in Spain. So, fortunately, we have that in the book as well. It's a very short book, 150 pages. It's not boring. 150 pages of information, images, and things that you're not gonna believe is out of this world. It was actually from this world, but when you read it, you're gonna get crazy about it. Just like you're gonna get crazy about these programs when we are about to show all the information to tell you exactly what happened, because the version that everybody has about Voronezh is wrong. So that's the cool part. It's totally wrong.
Awesome.
Everything you heard about it is not true. But well, just a little bit. So get ready, get comfortable, and we will start any moment. So Andrew, nice to meet you, Andrew. We were talking the other day. We spent like 3 hours. I don't know on
Was it
this
three
thing, like
hours?
2 hours or 2 hours maybe. I don't know. We talk about a lot of things. MK Ultra, Epstein files. You taught me a lot of things I didn't know as well. And
That's
Nick,
it.
you weren't there, but Nick, nice to meet you. And I see you have a lot of UFO books just behind you. Are they
Yeah,
books or
that's my.
VHS?
I've actually got both. This is all my book collection. I primarily just deal with like his sort of classic cases with UFOs. So yeah, that's my library, as one would say.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that I see that you are very into UFOs, because Andrew told me that he's not really on the UFO stuff. He's more in other kind of stuff. Is that true, Andrew?
I can't out myself. Look, I like UFOs. It's something you can prove and
Right,
you can talk about. So I do
right.
I do like that. I am into the UFOs, but yes, you are correct. If I
Mm-hmm.
got if I got like, say, somebody's come across something in the e-files or a
Right.
UFO video, the first one I will go is to, oh, what's going on in the e-files then? Have they named
Mm-hmm.
somebody? So I would look there, and then afterwards I'll go to the UFO, obviously.
Right. Well, at
Because
least it's very cool that at least we have a very big fan of UFOs here. So because he's gonna be really amazed about the case.
I'm
And
fascinated because me and Hidden, we've done an episode on I would say, the norm of the story, basically, what the
yes.
internet is saying in regards. So I'm really intrigued to see what you have to say, Murray, because I like to be proven
Mhm.
wrong, put it that way.
Right. Actually, I told Andrew, I was looking for someone that helped me spread the word with my book, because it is in Spain. I have a digital version in English, and I haven't sold not even one book. So why? Because nobody knows about it. So this is the first time that people, I mean English people, is gonna ever hear about this, and thanks to you guys. So this is the very first program. I was looking for someone talking about it. Then I got a lot other episodes that I watched just to be in tune with you. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I'm very grateful with you, and of course I can. If you are in the UFO stuff, you know, I'm the right one to participate, even in other cases, because there's a lot of other books that I'm writing, and actually I know a lot about the subject. So,
Fantastic.
where would you like to start? I don't know if you want to tell. Huh?
It's always good to start at the beginning.
Right. Well, like I was saying, I understand that right now it's very hot there. Is that true? I saw on TV.
It's just
Yeah.
hot. It's like
It's
30
hot.
degrees here.
It's
I'm not sure if I'm hearing my air conditioner on hot or your air conditioner on cold.
God, we got nothing here.
Yeah.
Probably both. Oh, you have nothing. Can you hear the my air conditioner? Is it loud? Maybe I'll turn it off. I'm not
No,
sure.
it's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
No, you're
because
fine.
we have some.
You're just trying to tease us, mate. At this point, you're just trying to tease us.
Yeah, I have. I guess we have some sort of a noise cancellation on these things.
No, you're
Well, guys-
fine, man. You're golden. You're golden.
Okay,
Yeah,
no problem.
good.
So if we are okay, the sound is okay, my voice is okay, and I'm sure that I am monitoring myself very well. So my name is Maury Gonzalez. My real that would be equal to Maurice. My real name is Mauricio, but you know Maurice that would be the same in English. So Maury is a short version of it. And this is my first book. I've been investigating about UFOs probably most of my life, until I got something. I got something that leaked from these guys, from the UFO, the UFO people, right? The guys inside the ships, well, basically, I'm located here in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. I'm very far away, and I have presented this book on Spain a couple of months ago. It was the very first time. I was with other writers, very important writers from Spain, because if there is someone very interested on the Voronezh case, is Spain. Maybe you saw a couple of videos where Spain journalists were there talking with the kids, and you know they were drawing this
A certain symbol.
the craft that landed there, and the symbol that's a big one of the biggest clues, the symbol, where it came from. Some people think that it was a contamination from the Spain journalists, or others thinks that is probably is part of the the phenomenon itself. So a lot happened. So let's start from the beginning. The books is actually we have two different parts on this book. The very first part is the one that explains very well exactly what happened, to the opposite of what everybody knows from the news and from the media and from the newspapers. And the second part is a theory, is a hypothesis, but it's more than that, because it has a lot of graphical evidence. Not physical. Well, actually, there's one of them that would be physical, but we have a lot of graphic evidence, and that's actually the sketches that these kids left to us, so we can, they try to make us understand exactly what they saw, right? So let me grab a sip of coffee from my copper cup, and
So
yeah.
I forgot my train of thought there.
Yeah, we were talking about September 27, 1989.
So could you like just refresh us with what TASS put out? The story that TASS is the Soviet news agent that actually put the story out there.
Correct.
So could the floor is yours? Just refresh us what TASS put out.
Right. So we have September 27, 1989. A lot of things, a lot was going on in the world, but especially on this place, the Soviet Union was falling apart. Basically, it was the last days of the Soviet Union. We have this period called Glasnost, where the government said that they were about to be very transparent with the news and with the information and that kind of things. Gorbachev was the president of the Soviet Union by that time. So suddenly, one afternoon, 7:30 p.m. This is the main news, right? The one that we have on the newspapers. A lot of kids were playing football, soccer. We have to make sure that's the sport that we're talking about. And they saw a craft basically coming down, a craft that at the very beginning looked like a big ball of fire. It was like a red ball of plasma, something like that, and landed in that part while they were playing football. And some sort of non-human beings came out of it, right? And some of them were saying they were huge or giants. There was a robot there as well. It was a lot of different things and beings with different features, basically. So that's pretty much the prime story. That story came from a kid called Banya Soren. That was the kid that told this story to first investigator. This investigator was Alexander Mosolov. And Alexander Mosolov took this all of this story to the local newspaper called Komuna. You can call it that way, Komuna in Russian. So they made a story and they put it on the newspaper, in the local newspaper, and then everybody knew about it. And then it very rapidly got to TASS, TASS. That was the big guy about the news of Russia. By that time, they were the rulers of all the news, the big filter about everything. And then the rest of the world knew about it, that basically Russia wasn't being invaded but by aliens. So that's the main story, kids playing football, a craft landed, and
they saw a giant
extraterrestrials came out of it, and then they were gone. That's it. That's what happened. And until now,
But your findings now kind of corroborate that something did land.
Right. Yeah.
But you have sort of like pieced together what you believe we may have saw landed.
Yes. I think it was real. The problem is a lot of people, thought it was a KGB operation, psychological operation, like a psyops, like saying somehow, the Soviet Union wanted to make the world or the people believe that they were invaded by aliens for some reason. I don't know why, for some reason, which I think is kind of crazy. Others things that the kids were lying, of course, because they were kids. And so a lot of speculation. The thing is that this craft left a footprint in the floor just beside an oak tree, if I don't remember if I remember well, it was an oak tree. So what happens? The problem is we have a lot of misinformation on this thing. What really happens is that this craft landed many times during for the period of a week in this place called Mashmet. The real city, the real little town, is called Mashmet, not Voronezh. Voronezh is a district of Russia, but this town, it is called Mashmet, and the name of the park is Kozlini. It means goats in English. It means goats because there was some people, crossing these places with goats a long time ago. That's why they baptized Kozlini, this park. So what happened is that we have an Assyrian. We have this craft was landing many times in the same place during a week, and we have different testimonies, many testimonies from different kids. So not just one. The one that we got in the newspapers is just one between like 6 or 7 different testimonies of the same craft and the same beings that landed in Voronezh. Why do we know that? We know that because a year after the incident, Alexander Mosolov, which is the original investigator of the case, he wrote a book with a couple of guys. There were a team of investigators and scientists. A university was involved in all of this. Scientists were, they found the footprint and they found radiation on it and kind of things. So when you read that book was, forgotten by everybody. Nobody knew about this book. This book has everything, every single testimony, every single data, the data of the footprint and everything. So I got that book in a digital file. I have translated myself, and it's here of my original book. So from this book, we know that it happened many times in 1 week. Okay, so I have distillated every single testimony of the kids, and then I put together all the drawings and sketches from them, and there's a lot of things in common. And actually, there's one more important data. They were not just kids. We have a lot of adults that saw the same craft, more than 40 at the Mashmet train station. They saw this craft landing. They saw a being that was huge, not giant, huge. And it matches with what the kids saw. Actually, the kids were talking about some sort of a gun, that this being had a gun, a ray gun or something like that. And the adults says he has like a piece of, I don't know how to say, like a piece of wood. Other ones saying it was like a tube on on his hands. So everything matches perfectly. So that's the real story. Voronezh is not one case. It's many cases during 1 week in the same town called Mashmet. If you want to ask something, or
I want to ask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Any other people? You said that you went through all the other like adult witnesses as well. Did they
Yes.
draw? Did they make drawings of what they saw?
No, the adults no, but they just we have the testimony written here in the book. Basically, the testimony is from a guy called Alexander Kutishchev. He was a janitor, and he said, we came down from the train station. We were 40 people. We saw this crowd above our heads landing on the other side in a park, and we saw this huge guy coming out. It looked like a ghost. And he makes a reference with his hands, like a gesture, like their shoulders were higher than normal, just exactly like the kids did. And he got some sort of stick or something. He did something with the stick, and then he came back to the craft, and then the craft, disappeared, launched and disappeared. No, we don't have sketches from adults, but we have a lot of them from kids, right? So here's the thing. This is the very first part. Understanding that Voronezh it wasn't a single case. It was a lot of different cases that were resumed to only one, which was the original Vanya Surin. Actually, they were saying that a kid disappeared as well. Well, nobody disappeared. They were probably, some of the testimonies, they were saying they were climbing the trees because they were scared. So they probably came down to the ground after this craft went away. Yeah, I'll get to the very I'll get to the chase after this if you want to ask something else.
Did the kids describe as the same craft, like this egg-shaped craft, or was it the descriptions were completely different, or the ones didn't really match up? Or was it an overall shape to this craft?
Yeah, most of them are, most of them were saying oval shape or,
Okay.
Sphere shape. But some of them, very little, But usually the ones that were very far away, they said they saw a saucer or some sort of coned object, right? But there's a reason for that. That's on the book as well. So, of course, I will have to share a folder with some images that would be a lot better.
I was hoping,
brilliant.
I was hoping you would get to that.
Yeah, we saw some
Brilliant.
of the images with Andrew the other
Yes.
day. I think he was amazed. Let's see what happens to Nick.
Yeah, sweet.
So,
Let's have a look.
what you're gonna see, what you're about to see next. I really like to say that. Usually, when you see, TV shows, what you're about to see next, it will be shocking, but you have to understand that it's not far-fetched. Because if we're talking about aliens, they should have a craft, right? They should have a suit, spacesuit, and everything. So don't take it as crazy, okay? Just think about it. It doesn't matter where they're coming from. They need the gear. They need the right gear to do it, right? It doesn't matter if they're coming from another dimension or another galaxy or another planet. They need, the controls and the metal and the everything, right? So let's see if I can share my folder here. We will start with the craft, of course. We have many drawings, many sketches. Most of them, they wanted to represent the same object, but you have to understand this first before we see the video. If I see an object from this side, I'm probably gonna see, like a mouse, or some elliptical shape, right? But if I see it from here, I see a complete different thing. So if we have a kid from this side, it's not the same to having a kid from this side. And remember that we had many encounters during the week. Okay, so that's parallax, basically, different parallax. So let me see if I can share my screen here.
You can.
Share screen. Yes, entire screen.
Or inner space.
Right. You see my folder here?
Yeah, I can. Nothing,
All right.
nothing personal.
No. I assured that I don't have any PORN here. So
No, I
fine.
wasn't heading down that route. But
I'm
now
talking
you put that in my head.
I'm talking about the homemade one, bro, of course. But no, I haven't. I've been alone for 3 months already, so there's nothing to show, just loneliness. So lonely, and that's why I do so much UFO investigations, of course. So, this is the most famous image about Voronezh. This thing here, this guy here. Do you have you ever have you seen this image before, Nick?
Yes, we showed it on the show. Yeah.
Right. It's actually the most famous one because it's a clearer one, and actually because this kid was the smartest kid from all the group. His name was Denis Mursenko, and the guy was a very, very good at details, as we're gonna see next. So what do we have here? Basically, we have a craft that looked like a sort of canteen, like a can, right, in a horizontal position with a neck, like a little bottle of water that you can get to the gym. Basically, we have a face which is very weird, but it's actually not a face. He tried to describe something that he saw that he wasn't very sure about it. And of course, we have the symbol here in the middle. We have a landing gear that, of course, it was described in a 2 dimensions way. That's why we don't have 4 legs, right? So basically, this is what happened. This is the most famous drawing. So actually, when you see this picture, you have to ask yourself, is there something that resembled this craft in the human history? Well, it didn't on 1989. I'm sorry. Someone is sending messages and I put myself in airplane mode, even when I'm in my room, but all right. So the answer is yes. And why do we have a yes? Because it's not 1989 anymore, and we're in the year 2026. That means that we have a lot more information about that was hidden on Soviet Union, you know, because everything was totally classified. Everything about space, everything about military was totally classified. You know, the Iron Curtain, right? It was very hard to know something about these guys before the fall of Soviet Union.
This
So,
this
is
is
there
this
some?
this for that
Yes.
main reason is why I lean more to you, because the moment when you said that, I more lean to you because I remember the story that they put out about was
Yes.
TASS just lies. They
Mhm.
openly lie. So if they're telling you it's a UFO, yeah, chances are it ain't aliens.
Right, correct. I mean,
That
by that time, it was impossible to understand what we are seeing now because the information was not available. Basically, it started being available after 1990, just after the Soviet Union fall,
yeah,
and
what was
even
really going
though
on.
we didn't have a lot of things. They were starting to declassify some stuff. We were starting to know the more things about Yuri Gagarin and Sergei Korolev. I understand before that we got a lot of Sergei Korolev. We knew about that guy just before he's dead. Sergei Korolev was the guy, the equal to Von Braun to Russia, right? And he was actually Ukrainian. Most of the space program was Ukrainian, you know, Soviet Union, but
See,
most of it was Ukrainian. So
you
what you're
remember
seeing here, yeah, go
I was
ahead.
going to say to Nick, you remember last show when we were talking about where all
Yeah, exactly.
the German scientists went, and I
Mm.
Correct.
was said,
Yeah,
and I said to you, everyone had them.
yeah,
Even the Russians had them.
Yeah,
right. We,
Russians,
we were
English.
talking
Yeah.
about. Let me ask you something. When I'm sharing my screen, is a part of the screen or the whole thing shows my screen? I mean, I
It's the
am
whole thing.
divided by my square.
It's your whole screen. We can see.
Oh, but not the whole thing, right? Not the whole show.
Yep, the
Oh
whole
yeah,
show. Yeah.
I mean, you still visible.
Yeah, it's all
yeah. We're
visible.
we're
Oh,
You
here.
okay,
still see it.
okay. Yeah, I don't want it to
No
screw the whole
worry.
thing.
Everyone
It's fine.
everyone can
Yeah,
see you, brother.
yeah. With Andrew the other day, we were discussing. We were talking about the Diaglock bell, right? And we were in the same tune because I said to Andrew, yeah, Diaglock, right? The USA, they had the paperclip, and Russia had also Kyavim, which is the equal to paperclip. And guess what? Guess
But
who invaded Polony first at that time in that place? Russia.
mm, Russia.
So if someone has the Diaglock thing, was the Russian, not United States. And that's pretty much interesting
Interesting.
because nobody's talking about it, right, Andrew?
Nick does.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a topic for another time. To be honest with you, D Glocker. But yeah, I've been hearing that they went to Argentina, and it's fine Hans Kammler because he was the head of the top secret programs for the Third
Yeah.
Reich, and it's hard to track him down because there's so many different rumors about it. He went to America. One rumor that he went to Russia. It's all kind of I don't know your take on it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, it's actually really cool because everybody's blaming Argentina about UFOs now. They're saying that the Roswell crash
Exactly.
it was an Argentinian craft from the Horton brothers. So I'm very proud of it. You
Yeah.
know. So, oh, sorry, what did I do? Oh, yeah, we were seeing this screen. Well, one day we can talk a little bit more about Diglog and the Horton technology. So here, it is something that resembles this kid sketch. Yes, the answer is yes. It's a LK lunar lander called 11F94. This was made. They were starting this project in the 60s in order to compete with the United States on the space program because officially the Russians were not competing with the United States, but of course they were doing it. They were not saying it. They were not saying it publicly, but they were doing it in secret, right? So let's see. Let's compare this thing. we have the same bottle shape with this sort of neck. We have a hatch that, of course, we don't have the symbol yet. And look at this part, the part that the kid drew somehow like a face. We have some sort of dot here with two lines that resembles a neck. Here, this little guy is smiling. We have a nose, and we have what it looks like a face, basically, some sort of face, or some other guys probably interpret it like as an alien, right? Alien face or something like that. An alien head that was floating beside the hatch.
Well,
Basically.
aliens always sell, man. They always sell.
Right, but in reality, what the kid did is he wanted to put on on this sketch everything he saw technically. So probably the investigators saw a face. They probably said, "This is a face, right?" Cool. But if you watch closely on this part, we have the same ingredients. Like this rosette shape hole is here. We have a cable that is coming out from it. We have a cable here as well. We have this notch, this sort of dent, which is this. And we have the circular object that this is supposed to be a camera, a video camera support. So when the guys were landing in the moon, they were able to record everything, you know? You can see this craft in some very famous shows like For All Mankind or Apollo 18 movie, where they were having those crazy stones moving and being alive. You can see the lander, the lunar lander from some of the Russians. So it looks like the lunar lander from the Russians. So it looks like it came from the same land that they were. Okay? But that's not all. Okay? This is the very beginning. We have the same ingredients, the same shape. We have a landing gear. We have a hatch. And we have all of this sort of connections and things, and this neck. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Let's see why the kid saw a face. This was in the London Museum. And the light from the London Museum comes from the upper hand, right? It's a zenithal light. Can you see how this circular object creates a face? Like two eyes and some eyebrows and things like that? It looks like an alien face, right?
And take it like this thing's landed and kids are scared.
Right. So if you watch it closely, now we see this rosette connection. He drew it perfectly. We have the cable, the notch, and where he saw he even draw the eyebrow the same way. You see like a sad eyebrow here, and of course the nose is different. But there's another sketch where he did it exactly like this. Let me find the other sketch. I have it here. Here, you see that he did it the same way, the curvature. This one, someone got this drawing.
Now he's added arms and legs to it, though.
Right. So let's go to the.
I would go by the first drawing he did, because that would be more fresh, more accurate, and less polluted.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the other one. Someone made some
maybe a week
fire.
later.
Yeah, like fire around it. I don't remember. But if you see this image, it's very clear, right? Okay, we need more. Yeah, of course we need more. Yes. But it's clear. The same shape, the bottle.
At this point, when Maury was showing me, I was like, okay, I'm interested. But he told me there's more.
Right. Actually, see this little curvature here. He did it as well here. He did it, perfectly linear. But here, he made the curvature because he saw it like from this angle. Right. So what happened with the other angles? We have another kid with this Vanya Sorin. That's the kid from the original story that the newspaper got. And find that. Where is that one? That's very important as well. Oh, here. Vanya Sorin drew this thing. What we see here is a curvature, a linear curve with rivets. You see it? rivets. But that's exactly how the lander looks from one side. Is a circular. This is the what is it called? I don't remember. This has a name. This hatch, I don't remember now. I will remember.
It wouldn't be a docking hatch.
Right. No, it's not a hatch.
It
It's
wouldn't
I don't remember name. It is the thing that takes the oxygen and compress it, so you can take your suit off.
Decompression chamber.
That one, yeah, the compression chamber. That's supposed to be a decompression chamber. Can you see the rivets?
Yeah.
All around it. Why? Because this kid saw it from one side. From this side. He saw it from this side. Not like the other one that saw it for just probably very accurate from just beside, in front of it, in front of the ladder. So yeah, it's a little bit different. He mixed up the ladder here, but you can see he's here from this way. So there's one more important ingredient that we have left, and that's the robot, right?
Yeah.
How in the world they saw a robot? Well, you have it there on the picture. Can you see it? Can you see the robot? I'll show
is
it
it down
better.
on the bottom right? Is on the right hand side?
Yeah, this is the robot.
Yeah,
you see the robot here?
Oh,
I can see it.
I'm looking at the drawing, man. Look at robot where?
It's a very serious and sad robot. Now we're gonna see it on the next screen. Now, you have to you have to grab a piece of paper and a pen and all the coincidences that we have here, and you will understand why it is probably the righteous things that you ever heard about this case. Let's go to the robot phase. Sad robot. Here it is. That's a robot here, and I don't know, in England as well, I guess. So we have the robot phase, but what's the problem? When you, this is the landing gear control system. I don't know why these guys made it that way. I mean, they probably said, make it look like a robot. I don't know, with some fuses and things and buttons and I don't know. And that's why the kids saw a robot. Because actually you can see this illustration and see how they separate the buttons and, and the knobs exactly the same. I mean, I understand it's not the same way, but you have to understand they were doing wherever they could with the memories they have left on their brains, right?
Well,
so
I don't think no kid drew that robot. That's too good.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably inspired by what they did. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, you can see that.
And all this information and that initially coming from Task.
I'm not. I guess this one was a Spain guy made this sketches. I'm not sure about the original Task. I guess Task was mostly text and maybe some illustration. But it's a good question. I don't remember now. But anyways, you can see the different the places of the knobs. Like you have different orders exactly like you see here. Pretty much inspired by it. And actually the whole landing gear is the one that creates the illusion that this thing had arms. For example, this one. It looks like some sort of spider robot with four legs. You see the face?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can make an interpretation of the hands by these little guys here, these little supports, or maybe the whole thing. But this is clear because we see the next image. The landing gear. It's clearly that this kid draw shock absorbers. You see it? They're shock absorbers, clearly. He put hands on it and things like that because he was trying to do, the best. And he said, I saw this thing, and he was trying to, to make an interpretation of what they were watching by that time. But it's clearly the LK lander, the landing gear system, what they tried to do. This is supposed to be the robot as well, but it's actually part of the same landing gear, but in different different places, different views. This guy saw it from this angle, and the other guy, the other one that drew the robot, he saw it from the other side, and he saw the face. The other one saw just little squares with the shock absorbers and the landing legs with the landing pads as well. Okay, so call me crazy. Do you remember? Call me crazy, but we have more here. So, what would be, the most? What would be the the most logical for a lunar lander? Who would be, driving this lunar lander? What's the answer?
Astronauts, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, but name the equal to the Soviet Union.
Oh,
Cosmonaut.
Oh,
that's it. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah, makes sense.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's think about it. Maybe the kids. I mean, if I put myself, a cosmonaut suit, I would probably look bigger, a lot bigger, because of the this life support bag that you have on your shoulders, which is even taller than your original shoulders and things like that. And we have a cooling system inside it and isolation fabric outside. So let's go to the drawings of this entities. So what do we have? Triangular inner indicators. We have the umbilical connection for refrigeration and oxygen, and we actually have the pocket of it on the sketches of the kids. Look at these boots. Remember the kids they were saying they were golden boots? Okay, you see those things, right? This one is selected because one of the adults said that he had a square on the suit, and he named it. It is on the book, and it looks like a square. It is the command system of the suit. And I forgot what it was about. Oh, the golden boots. Yeah.
So, guys, check out his book. Links are in the description box. Gold.
What color is it? Gold. This is another thing that we're gonna go after. Okay, and we have one more. Okay, everything might be, only a coincidence, but for example, let me see which one is. Oh, this is the book from the investigators. I didn't show you that. This was released in 1990. It is called UFO in Voronezh. Very basic name, but the book is awesome.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point. We have here a map where everything happened. This is the oldest map that I found on Google Earth, of course. And this is with the train station Mashmet. This is where the adults were, and this is the Yushny Park, or called South Park. There was another name. Oh, Kozlini. There's two names for this park. It would be to South Park. This is where everything happened. They landed here many times, but they landed here as well on the Mashmet train station. At 1 kilometer distance, we had the electrical plant from Voronezh, which is mentioned, and this is the river of Voronezh. So this is the location that all these people were at. What else? Let me see. We have one more information that I skipped. Oh, this is a little map of the different landings and different testimonies, and and the kids. What else do we have? Oh, this other drawing. This guy drew it as a UFO. He drew it as a
flying saucer,
disc shape somehow. But if you see, he saw the same. Remember the circular object that looked like a face?
Yeah.
And it actually had some holes on it. He kind of like described it here as well. This one, remember? This one? If you count the lines like axis, like an axis is 1, 2, and 3. And he did it kind of like that. 1, 2, and 3. He drew it like axis because of those axes, because of those holes. This is the famous gun. It is the umbilical connection. It's not a gun, and you can see it clearly here. It looks like a cowboy holding a gun on his, you know, you see it?
Holster. Yeah.
Right, that one. They clearly saw some sort of like 3 different lights on the top. It is in this picture and on this picture as well. I guess these kids were older. They were like 12 years old. They were different, a lot more advanced paintings than the one that were 8 years old. And actually the lander has on the top, you can see 3 visible thrusters from one side or the other. It depends the place you are looking at it. But we have 3 thrusters on the lander. Can you see them? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. He has 4 thrusters at 45 degrees angle each. And I actually have a picture of them. Oh, here. That's the way they should look when they're active. Like 3 different active thrusters on the top. You see it? 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, that's why they probably represented this way on the pictures, and that's why they probably saw a coned craft. That's why probably they say, from all the kids that said that they saw a disc, it was because they were far away. They were not close. They were, and everybody, every single kid that was close to the craft, they drew a sphere or obelisk. That's what's pretty clear. Well, we have one more thing, and the most important thing. What is the most important thing in a killing? I'm talking too much. I'll stop sharing and leave something for later.
People are asking. Somebody asked me a question, but I want you to carry on.
Yes, I would like to answer all the questions because let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, it's basically asking there, we'll get it up.
You already left.
Are you suggesting that the USSR landed a lunar module in crowded areas over a whole week? No, this gets better. That's why I said just wait. Yeah. This gets better. It's not often when I have a guest on do I like them to tell me
that's exactly what I'm suggesting, but we have a lot to talk.
It gets better. It gets better, man. This is why I said in the title to other possible UFO sightings, because it does get better. Because remember what Maury said, it's all about perception and the distance, because people from far away were seeing this as a disc. So there are other UFO cases where there was different reports. And it wasn't 2 separate objects. It was the simple fact that they saw it from a different vantage point.
Exactly.
So what they saw was something to them was that. But to the person standing right there, they saw something else. And that's why I say it gets more interesting than that.
Right.
So, yes. Oh, sorry. Carry on, my friend. Unless you have any questions? Hold on, I see questions.
Let's answer some questions. If you have more, let's do it, because I would like to, I know
a lot of people. That's a good question. Yes. I mean, did they only see it landed? Like, did they see it take off?
They saw it flying before landing in the shape of a sphere of energy, something like you see in the cover of the book, like a ball of plasma. After it started landing, then actually they were able to see the metallic craft. But this craft flies engulfed in some sort of field. And that's something we can talk about if there's no, if you want to keep reading questions. There's a very important thing. Of course, I know, and everybody knows, that a lunar lander cannot fly on Earth's atmosphere, right? It would be only able to fly the moon. So that's where the thing starts getting crazy. So we are even crazier than before.
But
Before we got aliens, and now we have a freaking lunar lander that shouldn't be there at all. And actually, the astronaut suits, the cosmonaut suits, they weigh like 100 kilos each. Yeah.
Wow. Just one question, Murray.
Mhm.
That robot that looks like a washing machine, did it
Yeah.
actually move at all? Was there any depictions from the children's testimonies that the fact this alleged robot moved? I can't
No,
remember, to be honest with you.
yeah, there's actually one testimony that not moving. They were saying that the probably the cosmonaut was touching his chest, and he was doing like something. So I'm thinking that it
Okay.
was they were calibrating the landing system or something, and they believed it was moving, but not walking really. And the
Okay.
thing is, you have to understand that these were all 7, 8-year-old kids. They what they seen was really crazy, and they processed this thing the way they were able to. But the Russian kids are not stupid. They're very smart, you know, and they're actually, if you gather all the drawings and sketches, you can actually make a 3D um 3D, you know, image of the lunar lander. I don't have anyone here because I gave them all as gifts, but I have a lander. Actually, I saw. I think I saw. Andrew, I show you an image with this Spain program with a guy with a with a big
yeah,
lander on his desk. This book was on TV in a very important program called Fourth Millennium with Iker Jimenez. They made a special program. It's awesome. If I can give you the link, because we cannot post
do.
it because they have a copyright like a Terminator, and the only way to do it is with a drive. Yeah, but it was an awesome program with very known writers from Spain, and you know it's very hard to debunk because it's too much information. I know it's crazy, but it's too much. The only thing we were doing is pointing the finger to someone, and this is not Mars. Is the Russians for some reason. So, yeah, go ahead. You wanted to ask something?
well, could I like not ask, but more delve in deeper,
Mm-hmm.
because we got Voronezh on the table,
Yeah.
but this also, because like we were looking at this UMO marking as well,
Mm-hmm.
and this also goes to another famous UFO case, I believe out in New Mexico. I believe the Lonnie Zamora. Nick, you know a bit
Yeah,
more.
the UMO cases from Spain originally.
Yeah,
Madrid, yeah.
Loni Zamora is a very famous case which looks like a lunar lander.
Makes like sense. Actually, kind of think about it now. The occupants
Yeah.
actually came out of that crash. What Lonnie Zamora actually saw looked like astronauts, but small. So it's probably a
Yeah.
perspective sort of situation there.
Yeah, let's remember Lonnie Zamora. If you want to put it on the screen, if you put Lonnie Zamora drawing, it's almost like this kid drawn that piece of paper. It's an egg shape with two legs. Of course, bidimensional way, right? He didn't do four just because laziness, probably. But yeah, Lonnie Zamora, I think it was a very, very bad drawer for sure. Very bad artist. And yes, and there's more about that, but I cannot tell you because I'm writing another book about it, and that's crazy. And but actually, it's probably the same thing in 1964. So that's when the things are getting crazy. Remember, a lunar lander is not able to fly on Earth. It requires 6 times less gravity than the moon
this is
atmosphere.
why this is why now, Nick, we started talking about scientists and
Right.
looking at this, if this was real, and saying,
Yeah.
well, look,
Right. That's why
the Bell technology.
right part of the name of the book is a Soviet experiment, because we have the doubt that it was some sort of psyops, and actually we have an impossible spaceship, because it is impossible. It's not possible. I mean, I know everything I'm telling you, and I know it sounds crazy, but something happened, and this thing was there, Right. Look at it. I mean, like I said, Lonnie Zamora was very bad artist. He basically made an egg with two legs, but we're talking about the same. And there's something very important here. In both cases, Voronezh and Lonnie Zamora, they were crossing the train tracks first for some reason, and then they were landing beside a tree. In this case, a sort of tree. It was bushes, but somehow they have to make this electromagnetic discharge. I don't know why yet, and it happens in other cases, like Flatwood Monster. If you remember Flatwood Monster, the monster was sitting down beside an oak tree. And it's crazy because they use the same technique. And actually, the Flatwood Monster, not the Lonnie Zamora, the Flatwood Monster was engulfed with this ball of fire as well. There's some sort of magnetic field they are engulfed with. And like I said, something paranormal. Yeah, go ahead.
But now you open the door for the Flatbush.
Yeah, I did.
So now on that, could you share what you showed me about? Wasn't that where they had evidence of the landing? They had a footprint. I mean, a print of the craft. Wasn't that
from Voronezh?
Was that from Voronezh?
Yeah, it was from Voronezh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was leaving that, saving that for later, because it's the most important evidence. What is the most important evidence of a killing? The footprint, right?
Physical.
So I'll show you now if you want. Do you want me to show you now?
No. You got any questions? You got any questions?
Yeah, Nick wants to say something, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at comparisons between Voronezh and Lonnie Zamora, and the comparisons is quite uncanny, really. I just think that the description of the actual craft itself is obviously, it looks similar, but I'm fascinated by Umo. There's one case that's one of the most fascinating symbols because it has a cult behind it, and I thought going into this there would be like a link between the two, basically, but. Basically, is this the sort of same technology we're dealing with here? Because I'm not too sure if the Americans created like a craft like we've seen and you presented, because it's quite complex, isn't it? I've never seen anything quite like that. Yeah, very interesting.
Actually, Lonnie Zamora, everybody suspected it was a lunar lander. First, because of the footprint, the marks, they look like a lunar lander. Why? Because lunar lander, they have a landing gear that resembles a hydraulic system. I mean, you have different legs that they can be extended in different ways, right? Because depends on the how to call it, the ground, depends on the terrain that you're landing. You need a hydraulic system. In fact, this is not a hydraulic system. It is called a honeycomb crushable system. What it does, it crushes some honeycomb cartridges inside, so it gets the right shape, and it doesn't move again. It's kind of, that's why this idea is the idea from Bob Lazar about the honeycomb thing. It's original from a space landing gear. That guy's a fake. One day we can talk about it. And let's suppose it is.
He's in the chat, Murray. He's in the chat, Murray.
Yeah, I saw it. That's why. But I hope it's not him. I'm sorry.
You'll never know. You'll never know, Murray.
I don't think it's him. He doesn't give a fuck about that. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a fuck. And so let's put it that way. Hydraulic system. The footprint that you have at Lonnie Zamora is a hydraulic thing because you have extended legs depending on the ground and on the terrain. Actually, one of these landing pads was doing this contact with one of the bushes roots. And that's something that I found in other cases like flatwoods. They need to do, actually the roots from plants, they very good absorbing electromagnetic waves and radiation because they go to the ground. Actually, it's very healthy for you as well. Have you ever heard about people hugging trees?
Yeah.
It is really good, but you have to do it barefoot and make sure that you're stepping up the root of the tree. next time you hug in a tree. And make sure nobody is looking at you by that time, so they're gonna think you're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I just got with the treason. I forgot. Yeah, Loni Zamora. It was suspected to be a lunar lander because it looked like a lunar lander. Of course, it didn't look like the U.S. lunar lander because it was a squarey lunar lander, right? And the Russians, they do everything round. It always happens since Sputnik 1, right? And even that little robot that you saw there always is round, the round thing. You know, I think that the Russians they have the feminine part, and the USA has a masculine part. Everything has to resemble a square, and from the Russians, everything has to resemble something spherical or round, right?
Gotcha.
Like a woman,
Okay.
so, like a
Nice.
Coca-Cola bottle, and so the thing is, yes. We have a lunar lander on Lonnie Zamora case that we have no idea where it came from, and it wasn't from the U.S. because U.S. basically was testing this landing gear with a crane and with a chain, something like that. So it is impossible.
Yeah.
This thing comes from somewhere else, and actually, it's not. Remember Neil Armstrong testing the flying bedstead, this thing, and he was almost killed by an accident of this craft. That was the most
Yeah.
advanced they had in order to fly on Earth atmosphere.
Wow.
So there's no way Lonnie Zamora case is a fake, and I really believe it. There was a burning bush. They have here it is. There was a little piece of stone there as well that looks like the ground was somehow vitrified. And that's exactly what happened on Voronezh as well. Remember the stone? They were talking about an alien stone, red stone on Voronezh. It is that some sort of
Heat.
yeah, I don't know how to say it well. When things turns into glass, how to call it? Vitrification.
Let's say that.
That's a word, vitrification.
I think so.
Yeah, well,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
if you compare Lonnie Zamora and Voronezh, it's the same thing.
Interesting.
Why so many years in between? And remember, a lunar module cannot fly 100%,
In
unless
our country. Yeah. Yeah.
it has some sort of virtualization of the gravity. I mean, they can manage. I'm not talking about anti-gravity, because anti-gravity would be like fighting against the gravity. I'm talking about to reduce it as far as you can in order to fly something that was meant to fly at the moon, right? And I really think that this red glowing that everybody saw, because everybody saw the same, is the field that engulfs this craft in order to fly. Or actually is also some sort of gate, because it's coming from somewhere else. And I don't think, like we were talking with Andrew the other day, that they had this technology on 1989. I don't think so. We have two options here. This is a local thing. I mean, I don't think it's a test as well, because I think it was really dangerous, especially if they did it many times on the same week. They can blow up and kill kids and, a lot of stuff. I think it was something necessarily. It was something they needed to do somehow. And this technology, I don't think it was possible about 1989. 100%, it wasn't. So just, if you want to ask some question, if you want more, we have more.
Yeah, please do. I'd quite like to know the propulsion system of this craft. I mean, are you saying is linked to Die Glocke in terms of what made that fly?
I am not sure about that, but if you get the lunar lander and you remove the how do you call it? And let me remember her name.
Is it
How do you call
module?
it? How do you call the place from where a passenger goes in a boat? The
Cabin.
the cabin. If you remove the cabin from the lunar lander and you put the compressed chamber and the and the engine, and you put it like this, it looks like a die Glock.
I see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it. Well, we're not gonna do it right now. But if you remove the chamber, and you put it like this, you remove the chamber and put it together, it looks like a die Glock bell. It's like a die
see.
Glock bell with a chamber, so you can put someone inside.
I see.
But I'm not sure about it. It's just something that I thought, but I'm not sure. The thing is, I don't think these guys are coming from 1989. And there's a previous story, which is not in the book, but it will be another book. And before we continue, so people will believe even more in what we are about. We are saying. I will show you the footprint.
Sweet.
This let me get the.
While you
share
grab
screen.
that, if you guys are interested in checking out Maury's book, links are in the description box, so check it out. It is out in English on Amazon.
Yeah, you can find Amazon. The Secret of Voronezh by Maury Gonzalez. You can find it there.
But if John's P Adventures is listening, there's also a copy out in Espanol.
Right, there's a copy in Espanol. A physical, I don't have any because we sold them all. But in Spain, they have some of them. Where is it? Yeah, this footprint was extracted from the book from Jacques Vallée called UFO Chronicles of the Soviet Union. It's a very old book because Jacques Vallée was there investigating. So they gave him some sort of sketch of the landing footprint. We can see here. This is the 4 pads. You see, that's I was talking about. It was a hydraulic system because you don't have a perfect square, right? It depends on the terrain or the ground, which is the craft is landing. We have a burn place. This is the place that they found this rock, and we have two little holes here. Here's that they don't know what it is. I know what it is. It is the ladder, but that's on another picture I don't have now. I'll show it from the book. And what's the deal here? The deal is that on UFO in Voronezh book, they have exactly the distance between the expansion between these landing pads, and this is 4 meters in promedy. And guess what? Guess what's the promedy of the landing expansion of the landing gear of the LK lander?
4 meters.
8 meters.
8.
And 6 meters of ladder. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have an LK lander that landed in Russia. There is no doubt because we have the footprint. And it is true. You can verify all this data. You can get the Jacques Vallée book. You can get UFO in Voronezh. It's digital somewhere. You can find, or you can ask me if someone wants the book digital. I can give them. I can give it to them. There was one more thing left. I don't remember. What was it? You asked me something, right? I don't remember.
I have a question for you. Have you ever looked into this Siberian alien video?
I guess not. Do you have it handy? Siberian alien? What? You mean like the guy? Reed? Last name Reed? No. It looked like paper.
Oh, you're Jonathan
Mache?
Reed. Nah. Yeah. The burrito alien.
No, from Siberia, I haven't watched any.
Yeah, I can't. Can you find it, Nick?
Yeah, I can have a look.
Yeah, there's a guy there, Golsetti, 1827. He says time traveling interdimensional. Yes, Sadie.
Sadie.
I think Sadie. That something like that. That's what it is. And I will tell another story, which is gonna be even more amazing than the place that we are right now.
Yeah, this is where it gets a bit wild.
Yeah, Slim Yin says I am time traveler. Okay, but have you flown one of these lunar landers? I guess not. You're right.
I've just got a quick question. What was the purpose of landing in these areas before we get into like how they managed to get there? I mean, was there like a whole purpose? Because because I've been hearing that this craft landed in the park. Because
Yes.
the description's what I saw, and obviously this is not the case at all. This is pretty much like a wooded area, basically. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We already passed the question about the lander flying, and that's a very good question. Like I said, I don't think it's an accident. They needed to do it somehow. They were doing some operation, and that's what I'm gonna go next. Here's the thing. Talking with I'm still having conversations with Alexander Mosolov, the original investigator of the case, one of the authors of the book. He said, and he's very convinced that what happened in Voronezh, I mean, he's still thinking they were aliens, okay? I showed him the information, but he didn't get it right. He didn't understand anything about the images that I sent him. It's okay. He's a grown-up guy already. He's an old guy. He said, I am convinced these guys came because there was a problem with the Novo Voronezh nuclear plant. Novo Voronezh nuclear plant is at 30 kilometers from the park, just at 30 kilometers. So when the guy said this, I didn't take it seriously. He collected some information from other two guys, a pilot and a KGB agent. They were supposed to be some sort of like remote viewers, something like that. He said, these guys, this is crazy, and this is for another book that I will write, of course. He said that they had prophecies about having a nuclear disaster in Voronezh. That's his theory. And the very first time I heard it, I didn't take it seriously. But I said, maybe he's right. Otherwise, why were they landing at the same place at the same time? Maybe because the portal or the gate they're using is like going there accidentally all the time. Here's the thing. I have found another book. I mean, Alexander Mosolov gave me a second book with this prophecies and testimonies of the nuclear disaster that was about to come if these entities were not helping Voronezh. And I was talking with a Ukrainian library. I was looking for a book from a guy called Valery, I don't remember her name. They were all hard to pronounce and say anyways. Valery Kratobil. It is called UFO Time Machine. And when I read the book, I have found something amazing. A lot of things happened on Chernobyl in 1997. Chernobyl was supposed to be saved by a ball of fire that appeared from the sky. Remember, the ball of fire? Mm-hmm. This thing directed a beam of energy to the reactor, and this is a direct testimony from all the Chernobyl's crew engineers. They were measuring the Röntgen's radiation thing. Well, after the first explosion, of course, they were exposed by it, just like the firemen's. And they were saying that when this craft was flying around and directed the beam to it, they got 4 times less radiation readings from the gadgets, from these testers than before. So they were saying that there would be a second explosion on the reactor. Of course, we know the story about the guys, closing the water bulbs and that thing. That prevented the second explosion. But they were saying that the second explosion was not prevented by the operators of Chernobyl. It was prevented by this craft that lowered down the radiation 4 times. Crazy. Wow. Crazy as hell. So what we're talking about is that these guys somehow are Russians or Soviets. This happened in Ukraine first time, second time in Russia. These people, which is common, I guess I told you about it, Andrew. I believe in time travel, but at the same time, I don't believe in time travel. I believe you can go to the past or to the future, but I believe that would be a totally different timeline, not yours. And that's the only way to avoid paradoxes. So I don't know. I don't know what's the name. Liquidator or liquidators? I mean, the guys that are picking up the radiation. I guess you call it the space liquidators or something like that. I don't remember. In Spanish, it's liquidadores, liquidadores del espacio. So somehow we have a team which is ready for nuclear disasters, and they're not us. And that's the answer about two answers. That's the answer why they were landing at Voronezh. Somehow they were going back and forth from the nuclear plant to this park because they needed the forest, basically. Remember when I was talking about the roots of the trees? They needed something. They needed to isolate or make a discharge every time. They were doing something. Something happened. And this is the crazy part. The Voronezh nuclear plant was decommissioned the next year. There were a lot of problems on 89, during 89 and 90s. And of course, it was covered up by Russia. The same way they were trying to cover Chernobyl, because Chernobyl exploded and the guys were still like, nothing happened. Okay, nothing happened, remember? Well, Voronezh had something wrong that we never knew about it. And that's another answer. That's probably why TASS published the aliens news. So you wouldn't know anything about a nuclear disaster that was about to happen, and very strange guys flying with strange flying cans in the skies and you know, and dripping and how to say it, and beaming very weird lights over the nuclear reactor. Crazy. I know it's crazy as hell, but I think that everything matches perfectly. We have a team dedicated to prevent nuclear disasters. Where are they coming from? Somehow they're from the same land because they're using a lunar lander, right? But remember, Lonnie Zamora 64. So much, you know, I had so much earlier in time, having kind of like the same, and actually they were having a symbol as well on the hatch. That's another thing very, very, very much in common. So it looks like everything that happened in Voronezh, it is linked to the nuclear power plant. Why? Because it happened before in Chernobyl. Not a lot of people, well, actually, if you see some documentaries or programs, you will hear about some UFOs surrounding the nuclear power plant. But the real testimony is on this book that I have from 1993 from Valery Kratovil, which especially says the name and everything of this operator, saying that it was a flying tin can as well. He said it looks like a tin can, and it was engulfed on a ball of fire when it appeared, and they shoot these beams of light over the nuclear reactor, and the readings were lowered down 4 times. And that's why we didn't have a second explosion. Now, let's think about it for a moment. If we have a second, if we would have a second explosion in the reactor, Europe wouldn't be there. Yeah. And not only that, I will be here with a gas mask probably, because there's not even one single atom on the planet Earth that doesn't have a little bit of cesium from Chernobyl in the world.
Oh, for sure.
So we're talking about a global disaster that was prevented and saved, and looks like it wasn't prevented just by humans, but from these other humans that came to save us, probably because they were saving themselves as well. And if you just got until this part, just think about it. It's not far-fetched. How many times have you heard about UFOs surrounding the silos and the nuclear stuff, and, you know, deactivating, so they were scared that someone else is in control, that you cannot do nukes. Do not, UFOs and nukes. There's a very popular book called UFOs and Nukes. This is it. If you see it, it's not far-fetched. It's the origin, and it's probably the main reason of a big part of the UFO phenomenon. You know, I'm afraid the FSB is going to come for me very soon. I don't know how much time do I
I would say during the
Mm.
Fukushima disaster around about 2010 in Japan after the massive earthquake,
Yeah.
there were actually not a similar craft, but there were craft spotted
Ooh.
over the actual facility, and there's actual footage of this, like these Severes flying
Yes,
over, like fleets of them.
they look more, at least the blurry videos, they look more like a Tic Tacs, right? Something like that, like white
Yeah,
oval things. Well,
yeah, I guess so.
I
Yeah.
actually think the Tic Tac is Russian because, well, we can see that in another chapter. I think we gave too much information, Andrew, to everybody, right?
Oh, it's
But
interesting. It's fun.
yeah, Russians. I'll tell you this. I said this phrase, which is the introductions. It is the introduction of my next book. Russians, they have a lot to do with the UFO phenomenon since 1950s, in 47 or 52. I guess the most important date on the UFO phenomenon or the UFO invasion on the United States is 1952 because they have the Washington invasion of UFOs. They were getting them under the radar. And there were two options for the bureaus of investigation and the Blue Book Project, the Garage, the Sign. There were two options. They are aliens or they are very advanced Soviet ones. So I'm saying, what if the two ones were right? So that's why I said to Andrew, and you believe me, they were doing. I mean, there's two options. The Russians have this technology since after the World War II, or we're talking about other Russians. I mean, something like the Man on the High Castle, something like that. From Philip
Is this
K. Dick.
from this technology? Is it derived from German technology from the Third Reich, or is it something else that they developed that just so happened to advance, basically?
Well, you know, maybe there's a lot of things that we don't know about the German technology, but at least I can say that all the Soviet technology, which originally is Ukrainian because it was built by Ukrainians, it doesn't resemble any German. I mean, I haven't seen, except for, you know, the V2 rocket.
Yeah.
We had the U.S. version and the Russian version, but I don't think so. I think it's pure Soviet technology, and for some reason, we have very advanced technology 5 years before the Sputnik launch. So how in the world, how in the hell, before ICBMs were in diapers, basically, how in the world were able the Russians to make a probe fly around the United States in 1952? It is just not possible, and it happened. And one of those cases is a Flatwood monster. It wasn't a monster. It wasn't a monster. It was a probe. It looked like a monster because of the features it had, but it was a probe. It was a Russian probe. But how in the world they did it? I mean, they supposed not even being able to put an ICBM on the United States. I mean, United States was scared of being bombed by a plane, by a bomber, by a missile, basically. That was the capabilities. That was the technology that we had by that time. We didn't have the rockets yet. They were not ready to attack. I mean, intercontinentally. I mean, from one continent to another one. So I'm not sure. Yes, I mean the original technology, like the V2 rocket. Yes, of course, it came from the Germans. The triangular planes, or the Horten. That now they're saying that the Roswell was from Argentina. That's crazy. I would never think I would even heard about that. Argentina is guilty about Roswell, you know, and but maybe the only thing I know is that we have two options. We're dealing with Russians that always had an amazing technology and they had the possibility to rule the world since the beginning after World War II. Or we have in the visitations of a parallel Russians that is helping themselves and is helping the world as well, because helping themselves is helping us as well, especially when, like we were talking before about a nuclear disaster, right? Because we would be all fucked up. So what is the question?
What?
So would time travel splitting of timeline only exist on words? Should I answer that, or you want to say
Yeah.
something first?
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sadie, what I think, Sadie, is that we don't understand time yet, and what I see is that there very special moments in times that you cannot change, like I don't know, World War II. It's not movable. You cannot change it. Imagine time like spider web. You have many timelines that at the end they all finish in the same core. But for example, imagine this: different realities, right? Parallel realities. We don't know how many we have, but all of those parallel realities, they're not going at the same time, or they're not going at the same speed, or they're not going at the same direction. So maybe you are able to jump between these timelines, but you're not going to be on the same date of the original one. Can you change the timeline? Yes. You can kill someone, you can spy, you can do a lot of things, but it's not your timeline. It's a different timeline. So for example, if I go to a different timeline and I'm in 1940s, I can go to the 1940s, do something, and whatever I do is going to change the rest of the story. But when I go back to my timeline, everything is still the same. I don't know if different timelines. Different realities going at different timelines. For example, you might have a big bang that created this timeline. But what if we have many big bangs? And those big bangs, they didn't happen at the same time, right? Something like that. That's what I think. I am not a physicist or scientist or whatever, I don't know, astrophysic. I am not. I'm just a writer and a telecom engineer. But that's what I think. I think that we have time travel, not being time travel at the same time. It's crazy, but that's what I think. Was the first human object in space too? Yeah, right. It's crazy. How do you get to U.S. On 1952? It's impossible. The track of a hurricane, you will see the hurricane skin entire scene. I'm not sure. What is that about?
Yeah.
If you jump in time, you will be left hanging the vacuum of space. Maybe that vacuum of space
but see, this is my theory on all this stuff. With say, I more buy into. I don't buy into time travel for some reason. I think there's a lot of evidence for it to be possible, but I just don't buy into it. But anyways, now I lost my train of thought. Bloody hell! I buy into more like traveling. I guess what we're saying is interdimensional travel. Now we can call it what we want, but no matter what, I believe that you need some sort of vessel. A human just can't. It's not like Terminator or anything like that. You need like a craft, and this is what goes back to something that's light and small. That I don't know. I really don't know but I think a theory is that you need a craft. Just a body can't do it. We need something to shield us.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think it's possible. Oh, sorry. There you go, Maury.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You, Nick, and Andrew. Let's put more things on.
Let's see
on the table.
Here's a question. Say Maury's right. How do they molecules fly in our atmosphere? How do they? Well, yeah.
Modules.
Yeah, we talked about that. I'm not sure if he was late, but what we were saying is it's not possible. And for some reason, that ball of fire that was engulfed by this craft should be some sort of a field or something that prevents gravity.
And now I remember our conversation, and this is where we went into the Bell technology.
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
by no means I think I can speak for. I think me and you were on the same page. That no
Yes.
means did they ever get this thing flying. They could keep it like in some sort of they had it in a cage,
Yes.
electromagnetic cage. I This is where you could say they had it in a thing, like magnets all around it.
Right, like it was flying around so widely, but flying around, not being well controlled yet. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The thing is with the bell hidden, it's this device gave off so much radiation it would actually degrade plants. Actually, scientists
So
were killed by this device because the radiation
and
was so
and
high,
and
and
maybe yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still they couldn't fly it on its own.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
It
just
was still
levitated. It literally just levitated, and they tested it underground first with ceramic bricks, so there was no magnetic field because what was inside the bell, the declocker itself, was the power generator. They had to have the red mercury, serum 125, and they had to have a nuclear power plant. So this thing was actually linked up to
there you
cables
go.
to make this thing
There you
fly.
go.
You see, but
So
it's the
now
radiation point of view. It's
and now
yeah,
imagine that they got that program and the Ukrainian boys got to look at it and they said, you know
perfected
what?
it.
They were on to something here with this red mercury, with this and that. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe like as we saw with you guys familiar with Pavlov's dog, where we saw a side thing that nobody ever expected would happen. And maybe the side thing is messing with this anti-magnetic gravity crap. Yeah. Maybe a side
Mm.
product is that they noticed that the radiation that Nick spoke about, they could actually reduce it. So maybe it's
Yeah.
all some sort. I don't know. I'm just spewing. I'm a guy who smokes some
No,
420.
no, you're
So
right. Yeah, sometimes they're reducing it because they still using propellers. That's the problem. I'm sorry, not propellers, thrusters. They still
Mm.
using thrusters somehow. I mean, the Lunar Lander and the fire and the things. And Loni Zamora, they had a
but
big, very big blue flame underneath.
but
So
wouldn't that make sense though? Because you again we go back to a module
mm-hmm.
that's not meant to be flying around on Earth, but yet here it is. So
Right.
if they've got some sort of gravity that well, I wish I weren't high because I could say my words good. If they had some sort of thing that can
You sound inspired. Don't worry.
manipulate the gravity, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
then wouldn't it make sense that they would have to use the thrusters to get some sort of force or inertia to just move?
Right.
Maybe that's what they're seeing, or maybe they're seeing them landing.
Right.
What were the
Yeah.
reports?
Yeah, it's actually worse than that because if you think about it, okay, these things are flying like they're fighting against the gravity and everything, but they look like steampunk devices because they're tin cans. I mean, they don't even look modern or futuristic. You know,
Mm.
that's the craziest part. But yeah, you're
Yeah,
right about
yeah.
everything you have said. But remember, Lonnie Zamora
I
craft.
j-
Uh huh.
Sorry, I just
No,
thought
go
of
ahead.
something when you said that because you did hint at it earlier on in the conversation about the train tracks. So
Yeah, train tracks.
maybe because these things were like beaten up like kind of tin cans, yeah, maybe they were the testers because you're not gonna if you got money, you're not gonna put all your money in the first one. Like kind of stock car racing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to buy a good car to go smash up. You go look for a second-hand car to go smash up.
You mean like for easy transportation in case it
No,
fails?
just to test it out. Yeah, yeah, just to
Oh,
test because like that. Yeah, yeah, with the train tracks. Yeah, we're on the
right.
same.
I think the train
What
tracks
could
is
that be
like,
a theory? Sorry, I
yeah,
should.
it could be.
Oh,
Yeah, I think train tracks is like the first stage of um, electromagnetic discharge somehow because we have it in so much cases. I have a list. Every single case has a train track just beside it. I don't know why. It's like they have to hover over a train track first, and then when they land it, they put one of the landing pads just beside beside the root of a tree or of a bush or something. It's like the second, like second level of discharge. Yeah, Nick.
Could I ask you another question?
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. Because
No problem.
these train tracks, were there ever any correlation with ley lines?
They're very good questions. Maybe I have to investigate. But you're right. Maybe they have to, because there's so much cases about the train tracks. I mean, just name it, and you will find a train track. But well, not all of them. But like Argentina's cases, all just beside the train tracks, like that's the way they appeared. And Flatwood Monster, train tracks and the train wagons just beside it. Yeah, go ahead.
Or could that be like, say, for Argentina, there are a lot of train tracks, so it's not a coincidence that it could be by train tracks because there's loads of them.
No, it's not a coincidence. There's something. It cannot be a coincidence. Argentina, the biggest cases is like I have a very. I'll show it to you. I have a very big dashboard. It's a big dashboard of the conspiracy thing. Those cases are linked. This is Spain, USA, and Argentina. Argentina is the cases on the lower part. All of them train tracks. Every single one. And actually, there's one that resembles like a Sokol Soviet suit. A guy that encountered a couple of beings just like Voronezh, and they were astronaut suits. They were humans. And there's something about the train tracks. And actually, if you think about it, it's like a big antenna over the ground. I mean, it's like some sort of ground effect. Because they probably, I'm just theorizing, right? There's no proof about what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is they're coming with a very strong electromagnetic field from wherever they come. Just like you said, Terminator. Remember, they leave a very big hole on the on the ground, and they have. Or this TV show, it was called Bodies. I don't know if you saw it, about time travel. Very good one. It's like Dark.
Yeah,
very similar.
That's it. Yeah,
it really is something like that. And they need the discharge. So they first go. They looking for a very big mass of metal or iron first. And then they try to land where the plants are for some reason. I know the root of the plants and trees are very good at discharging electromagnetic fields and radiation. But looks like that procedure is... Actually, we were talking about the bell. Remember the Kecksburg case?
Yeah,
the
that
bell
Incon device.
Yeah, it resembled the dig lock. Well, it landed in a forest where a lot of trees were. And that case is actually crazy because the investigators that were looking for the bell, they were saying that the radiation readings, they were able to read it from kilometers from the size that landed.
Really? Wow.
And because there was a farm very, very close to the bell, they called the police. Then the CIA or FBI called them back, and they say, "Where are you located?" "Okay, we're going there." And it's actually crazy because the only thing that can be readed from so far, far away, is a nuclear warhead, not just radiation. So someone sent a nuclear warhead to the United States saying, "Here's a gift for you guys. Just figure it out. Take it to your lab, and when you open it, you're gonna get the biggest surprise ever." And guess what? Probably the United States never knew where it came from because they put some ancient symbols on it and Egyptian things. So what I'm saying, someone was scamming the United States. Someone wanted them to be scared about alien invasions and things like that. And I'm pretty sure you know who they were about all this conversation. They were psychologically attacking the United States. They did it. They did it very well, I guess. I know what I'm saying is crazy, but it's part of my theories.
No, that's cool, man. I mean, I want to know the technology for the travel of this craft. I mean, the propulsion system itself. I mean, you're saying the portals can be opened up. I mean, is there like specifics you go into with that?
Look, actually, the Kecksburg bell, remember, it was engulfed in a flame of fire.
Yeah.
All of them are landing the same way. Voronezh, Flatwood Monster, the Kecksburg bell, all of them are engulfed in a ball of fire before they landed. And they're controlled because the Kecksburg bell stopped and then it landed. It was controlled somehow. So that's why I think they're all the same origin. Repeat the question. Sorry, I was thinking about the flames and that things.
Yeah, it's just how it managed to get to one place to another, to A to B.
Oh, yes. I'm not. You know, I can't be sure about that, but I think space has something to do with it because they're coming from space, actually, from sky. But I think maybe it's not a time machine. Maybe it's not something they have inside the craft, like a dynamo that spins or something, Mercury, I don't know. Maybe it's about space. Remember, we are theorizing and playing, right? Remember Planet of Apes? How do you call it? Ape Planets or Planet of Apes? What's the right name for the movie?
Planet of
Planet of
the
the
Apes.
Apes.
Planet of Apes. Not the old one, the new one with Mark Wahlberg. Remember the guy was chasing his monkey because he came in a cosmic storm, and when he got in, suddenly he went straight to the future, right? So maybe there's something out there. There's something. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out. I'm not saying this is true, but maybe there's something about the belts. You know, the Van Allen belts. Maybe there's a
Yeah.
place on the Van Allen belt that if you cross it, maybe you go to the other side, and we don't know anything about it. You know, there's actually a lot of people saying that how the hell the astronauts that were going to the moon were able to cross the Van Allen belts. How in the world they did it? Because
went-
a lot of people think
they-
that's
they-
impossible.
They went through. There's data. They did it. They went through the thinnest part. They didn't like go right through the middle. They went
Exactly.
up where it was thinner.
Exactly. They went through the thinnest part of the Van Allen belt. But what if there's another place on the Van Allen belt that takes you to the future or the past? Because think about it. There's a lot of radiation, a lot of cosmic particles. It's like maybe you don't need a time machine. Maybe there's something already on space that if you cross it, you go to the other side.
Well,
And that's why.
there's a lot of experiments that have been going on. I'm sorry. I don't think I think that I reckon we could do it here.
And still,
Because-
probably.
Yeah, because I'll just say this: we all speak about CERNs, but CERNs isn't the only one. CERNs is just, I don't know if China finished what they wanted to do. So I'll say, as far as I know, because I know China was building an even bigger one than CERNs. I don't know if they finished it, but you know, there are many of these hydrogen colliders. There's one, I think there's 3 in America, if
Yeah.
I'm right. So how do we know by simply tearing apart molecules and stuff what we are not seeing? Because isn't that the very fabric of space itself?
Yeah, you're right. You're correct. You know, actually, it's crazy, but you mentioned China, and that's on my book. China bought the original blueprints of the LK lander. They wanted to build their lander, their lunar lander, based on the Ukrainian. Yuzhnoye is the original company that built the LK lander. So China is based on the LK lander right now. Crazy. And yeah, but what would be more powerful? You're talking about like CERN and this particle. What was the name?
Accelerator.
Collider.
Collider, yeah.
What would be more powerful? That something which is in space, very charged with energy and particles and things. That's why I'm suspecting that this time travel or interdimensional thing is about space. There's something out there that works as a gate, and when you go to the other side, you probably encounter yourself. You encountered planet Earth, but on a different stage of time. Something like Stargate, probably, but something which is suspended there, out there in space. There's some sort of energy field that allows you to go to somewhere else, and that somewhere else
Indeed.
belongs to history of the planet. And
Indeed, you're 100% correct with that bit there.
right, and that's probably what happened when we see all these petroglyphs with the astronauts and things on Africa. It's because the guys crossed the the space gate. And that's why we see space technology, because they're astronauts originally. They were astronauts, and they're human, and they're all linked to our same story. And I think that's what they really don't want us to know. And that's why they sell us gray aliens and Disclosure Day and all this crap, because they don't want us to know the truth. And the truth is that humans are being able to displace themselves to other times and dimensions.
But surely not all sightings now could be down to this.
No, not 100%. There's probably many different phenomena going on at the same time.
There you go. That's what I figure. Sorry.
Yeah, there should be many phenomena. This is part one of them, part of it. But there's other ufologists that are studying, the lights on the grounds and on mountains like Hessdalen. I think that's another thing, or probably more spiritual, more related to other things. But everything that we have,
See, I think these collidrons, they hold a lot. They hold a lot.
Yeah,
the energy that they're on tapping, and then some of the other findings like the never mind.
No, yeah, you're right about it. We don't know much, but we know that everybody there should probably know what's going on, right? I mean, they're all certified scientists, but none of them are coming back to their houses, with crazy stories or telling some. Of course, they probably not allowed, but at least on CERN, on this collider, you don't see the security measurements that you see in military places. You don't see that, right? You don't have it. I mean, I guess maybe I'm wrong, but you don't see that kind of secrecy level on the collider. It's like communities and people from all the countries, and right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But see. Now you can look at an organization like HARP, and they don't offer any secrecy neither, of security.
Yeah, maybe they don't need it, but I think that
sometimes it's better to do it under your noses, because that's when you're never going to look for it.
Yeah. There was a time that I even thought that maybe this phenomenon that we are seeing with the lunar lander is related to that collider. Maybe that collider in the future will work as a time portal, time travel, or something.
A gateway,
right.
even an interdimensional thing. Maybe we opened up a gateway.
Right.
But it's the timeline. But you see,
so the only thing you need is the vehicle, right? And the vehicle that would be probably will resemble a tin can, something that protects you and isolates you from the magnetic fields. So remember that on this. All of this that we have been talking about looks like a magnetic field is involved somehow. There is related on the trip somehow, and maybe in the future this photon collider is part of time travel. Who knows? Or maybe that's what they're looking for in reality, and that's what they're not telling us.
So, in regards of the actual craft itself, obviously being a lunar lander. Is that obviously secret Soviet technology then, technically? I mean, it should be. If it's there to sort of time travel, why is it on display in a museum?
I forgot that part. It was displayed in where, and that's in the book as well. And in France and Euro Disney. you got the lunar lander in France and Euro Disney in 1997. And remember the picture that I show you with the cosmonaut with golden boots? That's Euro Disney. Euro Disney.
Oh,
That's
right.
crazy. I Yeah, and it was in the Museum of Science, Science Museum of London. I don't remember. It was recently, not a very long time ago. There's actually in I'm not gonna show everything because you know basically people it's not gonna buy the book if I'm still talking. But there's more information in the book, guys. You just heard just 30%, 20% of everything. But the thing, there's actually a picture of the London Museum where you see the symbol, the H symbol that you were talking about. Maybe we can get there now. The
Yeah,
thing is,
please.
like Andrew said before, what if everything I'm saying and everything I'm talking about, timelines and this and that, is just BS, and the Russians have that technology, and for some reason the only vehicle that you can use in order to prevent a nuclear disaster is a lunar lander. Because maybe, do you remember the Chernobyl video where this helicopter, this chopper crashes just over
Yeah.
the reactor? In reality, it wasn't crashing because of radiation. It just crashed against a crane arm that was there. But what if you cannot fly over the reactor with any craft? Maybe you need something like a lunar lander in order to prevent them to fly over the reactor. So maybe they are from maybe these guys are from 1989. Maybe they got the technology after the World War II. It's a possibility. I do not disregard it, as Andrew said from the beginning. I do not disregard it. Maybe the time travel thing is just my imagination, and the Russians have it, and still, of course, and even better nowadays. So if we move on to the UMO thing, I think they really painted the symbol on the hatch the same way they did it with Lone Zamora. Lone Zamora is a different symbol, but you don't have too much difference. I mean, if you put an H like that and you join, the dots together, you get an A as well, like an arrow, right? It's not so different. And Lone Zamora was without his glasses by the time that this thing, was flying or trying to fly. Because we have to remember Lone Zamora, a craft first. He saw this blue flame, and after that, it was just suspended in the air without any noise and without any propulsion system. So that's where the gravity seems to be applying, right? Seems to be applied somehow. Well, I think they painted the symbol. The Russians painted the UMO. How do you call it? UMO or UMO?
Umo.
UMO. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the Russians painted the UMO symbol on the hatch on purpose. Why? Because if somebody was able to see the craft, they would blame the aliens, not humans in weird stuff in the middle of a park, right? So here's the story. I have a friend of mine, which is my friend reading the foreword and afterword of the book called Manuel Carvajal. He knows a lot more than me about the UMO phenomenon. The UMO phenomenon was created by a guy called Jordan Peña. He was a Spanish guy, a scientist that knew a lot of things, and he's supposed to write letters and send them to people and make phone calls, and he created all of this. Okay, he created all the UMO phenomenon. The UMO phenomenon was based mostly on letters. We have a lot of letters. Actually, you have all of them cataloged in a website. You can read them one by one and know everything. They were talking about the planet that they were coming from. There was a star called Wolf 44, something, I don't remember her name. The lifestyle, the clothes they're wearing, and things like that. And all of it sounded very, very like communism and Marxism. That's the way they sounded. Like somehow the Russians were doing an advertisement of the communism. I mean, that's what UMO sounded on the letters and the phone calls, right? So this guy, Jordan Peña, before he died, many years before he died, he said he was the author of all this thing. He said, I invented everything, you know? So I laughed of everybody with this thing. So then you got those pictures. That was San Jose de Valderas, the one that had, you see the saucer with the they did it with a stick and with a floss hanging, you know, something like that. But here's the thing. That's the original investigation. That's what everybody thinks about the UMO phenomenon. But I think that's true. This Jordan Peña, this guy, this scientist, he did all of that. The letters, but he amplified what someone else started. And I think the Russians started. The Russians are the one that started the UMO phenomenon. Actually, if you get the words means mind on Russian, and mo, if you go to the church, it was the church Russian, means like emo, like my mind, something like that, like the mastermind. It means something like that. So what I'm saying is, I think this is what I think. My friend thinks differently. He thinks Jordan Peña, the Spanish guy, made everything totally. And anyways, I really think the Russians painted the symbol on the lunar lander in purpose. So anybody seeing it would say they were the aliens from UMO, right? But I think UMO was created by the Russians. I'm not sure if our Russians or the other theoretical Russians that we were talking about. They were trying to modify our reality somehow, prevent us from nuclear disasters, and getting U.S. scared about nuclear bombing. You know, I think on the other side are Russians that are messing up with our reality. Russians, and they are more advanced than us, but not much, because we see that they still flying in tin cans with very powerful. Is it like the DeLorean on Back to the Future? Remember that you have the normal car, but then the dog puts some anti-gravity things with the. It's the same car but hacked.
Yeah.
I know everything I'm saying is far-fetched and crazy, but I think the UMO thing was created by the Russians in purpose. I don't mind if they were from another dimension or ours. They were creating it to promote the Marxism and promote the communism somehow. A lot happened. You know, there were suicides, there were different facts that we're talking about. There were violations, sexual abusement. A lot of things happens with that thing, UMO. And actually, a little bit of that is on the book with my partner, Manuel Carvajal, which is one of the best field investigators in the world. He's from Spain. I really would like to spread the word about him and different programs, especially here. If you
Can
want
he
to
speak
know
English?
more. No, he doesn't, but maybe we can invite him and I can translate, or he's incredible. He wrote, I don't know, man. He's releasing a book every single month. It's amazing. And he knows a lot about a lot of things. Any paranormal subject that you can find in the world, he knows about it. He's been recently in Tassili, remember, in Africa, where all those crazy astronauts are sketched in stone.
Yeah.
He was there recently in a exploration team. So yeah, about the question UMO, I think UMO is human. I mean, it was created by humans. I'm not sure if our humans or the other humans, but it's a scam. It is a scam.
Oh, we just fascinated by the cult of Umo. Say it right for me.
Yeah.
No, because like I had a long time ago, I had a run-in with them, and that's when I realized, yo, dude, these are cults. These people, they're a cult.
Right, they're a cult, but they're a different cult. I mean, first you got the letters. You know, I have been where everything started in Spain. I traveled to Spain a couple of months ago, and it was called the
Good point.
Club of the Happy Whale. And it was a bar. Now it's an Irish bar. And I remember when I was there with Manuel, he told me, we're going to have lunch on an amazing place. You will be amazed. And I said, wow, what is this place? And when I was having lunch with them, I saw the walls, and I saw this is the Happy Well. I can't believe it. It's still alive. I mean, I'll show you the picture. I have it here, I think. This was the first place in 1968, 1969 that all these people, they were meeting at this place talking about the UMO phenomenon. And this Jordan Peña was the president of this group of people, and looks like he was spreading the word and installing all this myth to all the people there. And it was crazy because I was there. Let me try to find, I have a picture probably on my face. Give me a moment, I'll show you. Because we're talking about UMO, and I was there. I was there where everything started.
See,
Nice.
I think now I'm not so scared of UMO. I'd like to do a show on the cult of UMO.
Well, it's not just a cult. It's like a whole like rabbit hole into different subjects. I mean, primarily what Murray's saying here is right. You know, where it really came from letters from a UFO group, and it's quite fascinating because it's like a whole like more or less like a science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It's well, I say science. I mean that very loosely, but
No, but more like a psychological science.
No, actual
Yes.
like, proper science and like DNA and stuff like that. But it goes in like so many different subjects, mate. It's like a massive rabbit hole. I mean, to cover it in one episode, it's like we do. We might need like a two-parter on it. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
But I always found
I-
it fascinating.
Actually, in my book, I touched very little of it, and I said the same. This is too much to talk about it, so I'm not gonna talk about it much in this book. Oh, here it is. Let me show you a picture. I can bring Manuel one day if you want. He knows everything. He's a magician. He knows
But
everything.
I want the dirt though. I want the dirt. I want the criminal records, because I'm telling you, they're a cult, man.
Oh, he's a criminalist. He knows everything. He's my master. I call him my master. Let me see. Entire screen. Share. What is it? Here it is. You see? If you well, Manuel is not here because he never show his face. So if we have him on the program, he will have a old picture. It's something special that he has. It should be around. That's his hand, and that's me. And this is the Happy Whale. This is where UMO started in the 1968, and we were all having lunch here. Let me try to find it.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I remember the well thing was like it came up on research. I was like, that's kind of a bit odd, but no, it was a cafe, wasn't it?
Yeah, now it's an Irish bar. You see the picture here? Oh, this is really time travel, man. Let me find it. You see? The whale, the chairs,
Fantastic.
and I was here. You see it? Let me see if I can find one with the rest of the people.
Are they still kept it to the original?
Yeah. Everything, the paintings and everything, they were restored, but they were untouched. You know, they were exactly the same.
Right.
No, nothing changed. It is exactly the same place. I think this sidebar was added. That's it. But yeah, it is exactly the same place. You can see it here. Let me get it big again. The whale. You see the painting, and
Yeah.
let's go to that one. It's exactly the same. And I was there. You see.
So
This is Chris Obeck. This is from UK. Chris Obeck, very, very good investigator. He's I don't know if you know about him. Chris Obeck.
I don't.
Might have done. Not too
He
sure,
moved to
be honest.
Spain long time ago. He's an UFO. He wrote He wrote a book with Jacques Vallée called Wonders in the Sky. And so at least I was there. I talk about UMO, and I say I was there here having lunch that day.
So is it still quite popular, UMO, at that moment in that side of
Yeah, a
Europe?
lot of people still talking about that. Yes.
Maybe we should
there,
do
there,
the total
there's
UMO.
actually specialists about those things. There's a guy called Juan Jose Montejo. He knows everything. He read all the letters. He had all the conversations, but everybody says that Jordan Peña, that guy, was the one that started all, and it was an invention basically. And I believe it. But like I said, I think he just amplified the thing, but he didn't
Sure.
create it. He wasn't the genesis. I believe the genesis, the root of the genesis is Russian or Soviet.
I mean, it's just
If not,
one way to sell books
huh?
back in the past. It's one way to sell books back in the past, I
Oh yeah,
know.
of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
yeah.
I have Antonio Rivera, a couple of books of Umo. There's a lot of them, but there's something crazy. There's more. There's a lot more. The thing is,
Sure.
we have cases here in Argentina where actually people that looked like the Umo aliens were kidnapping people.
Really?
Yeah. And I can tell you even more. There are pieces and sketches and things that resemble this tin can. Yeah. But that's
Interesting.
for I don't third, fourth book of mine. I
Interesting.
cannot
Sweet.
be precise like this one, but there's some things that's why I think that everything is real. There's another timeline or dimension that is messing with us, and unbelievably, I have found some tracks about it. I traced them, and I think that the killer or the guilty ones, they don't belong to our reality somehow, but they have a nationality. And yeah, it's crazy, but the Umo guys, they supposed to be like the Ashtar Sharon, like the one from Adamski. The Umo guy
Yeah.
is supposed to be that way, and they have robotic voices. It's crazy because there's a lot of culture about that, those type of human beings, like the blonde hair, long hair, and suited like
Yeah.
Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
and that's the way they look.
Yeah.
And there are many cases, but there should be many timelines, because some of them are dressing like cosmonauts, and some of them are like Fantastic Four. So it's crazy. After all, still crazy. Still something
Well,
that.
who's to
Mhm.
say? Who's to say in another timeline
Yeah.
someone else created it as well? Maybe we're on the verge of it. Maybe we're not. You know what I
I
mean? Because they could be coming from other timelines. Do you get what I'm
yeah.
saying? Not necessarily us. Like what you said, they're Russian. They might be Soviet. That's your theory, but not us. But from an
Hmm.
alternate reality is probably the better way to put it.
Yes, exactly. I really think sometimes, because what I see because of this nuclear surveillance, that we are a privileged one. We're a privileged timeline because the other ones are
Or,
totally fucked up. They already fucked up. They already screwed up.
or
they, they,
maybe
they, they already detonated everything and they killed themselves and then trying to survive. And actually, I think that's why we have this cattle mutilation stuff and thing that they need the blood. And I think that on the other side, they're dying, and they don't want us. They don't want the same to happen to us. I really think we are a privileged
or,
timeline,
or
and that's why they're
maybe.
taking care of us.
See, I don't see it that way. See,
No,
I
which way you
see
see it?
I see it that they might think that we're harm to ourselves, and
Mm-hmm.
somehow by a nuclear, like say a massive Chernobyl where everything went,
Mm.
could affect their timeline.
Yes.
We're probably kids playing with matches, like a 7-year-old on his
Yeah,
first box of matches.
I have a friend of mine that called that they taking care of the chicken farm, basically. So they taking care of themselves as well. Yeah, yeah. That maybe nuclear. Well,
Because
you know,
if something was just to affect us, they would have just let it happen. But maybe it affects them. Why they got to
yes,
see them? Because it's not just nuclear reactions. They turned off the nuclear warheads. And
yes.
there's so many government papers from around the world, files saying of this phenomena happening.
Yeah, yeah. You mean like talking about dimensional
No, I just
etheric way, right?
no,
Like when the
I just mean we'll say what it is because we report it as what it is. It's UFOs. Normally spares
mm-hmm.
reporting around. Sometimes they're different colors. Some are red. So it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting your theory. But what I'm trying to say is maybe they got the technology too. Or maybe we ain't got it. They're just worried that we're gonna, with all the nuclear stuff, they're
Mm-hmm.
worried we might
Yeah.
do something to them.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
so I don't see it. I'm with that guy who said the looking after the chicken hut. I
the
like
chicken
that one.
farm.
I like that one. I'm with him. I'm with him on that one.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that's correct. Maybe it would affect us, affects them too. So that's why
Why do
they're
you
taking
think?
care of everything we do.
Why do you think they don't even want to interact with us? They say, "Why bother?" they won't understand.
Yeah, you know, actually, we have to think about that interaction. I mean, we everybody that believes in aliens, everybody knows that aliens won't interact with us. It's not just the government, you know, keep them hidden and you know being is a subject being prohibited. No, they don't want to have contact with us. Period. It doesn't matter the government, right? So what would happen if we would be in touch we would be in interaction with other humans that just look like us and have more technology? I guess that would be even worse, right? It would be even
I,
more shocking. What if we have an invasion? Imagine an alien invasion, which are just Russians
it'd be
crushing
like
skulls everywhere, like Terminator, and giving, I want your water, I want your minerals, I want
Red
your
Dawn.
gold, and we're all humans, but we're invaded by humans from another timeline. It would be even worse, the worst nightmare ever, even worse than aliens, right? Am I right?
Mm.
Uh,
It would be
no,
the worst horror movie ever.
be pretty cool
Humans
though. It'd be pretty
coming
cool
from
to
another
watch it
time. I
unfold.
mean, yeah, like Terminator with many of the, but not robotic, the human, you know, human flesh, and they are invading us and taking all of our resources and taking them to their timeline because we, you know, we dropped a couple of atomic bombs. We're fucked up, so now we're here to take yours because we need it. And I guess that the truth is more likely that story than the aliens, and that's why they want to sell us the aliens all the time, you know, because there is a real UFO phenomenon. There is something.
Mm.
There is some entities, you know, and they're not magicians or gens or things. They're humans with technology somehow. Technology that can affect us. You know, I actually think that a lot of things that happen in our history was affected by these guys. You know, I guess we talked about that a little bit the other day, right? With the story. I mean, biblical times, Jehovah, and the burning bush. Remember, and all that things, and hearing voices on their skulls telling them what to do, where to take the people from one place to the other one, the promised land. I think we were talking about that, or I'm just remember. I don't know. I dreamed it last night.
You dreamt of the promised land.
I mean,
Yeah, but
I
it's
think.
it's see to that aspect that goes into a different thing because that's more like spirituality,
Yeah,
and
yeah, but
that goes into different things like the cabal, all kinds of sort of stuff.
yeah, maybe spirituality for us involves technology from the other guys, from the controllers, right?
Which
Maybe
is
maybe the
which
controllers, the owners, they have technology, and for us, it's all
That's right.
spiritual and gods, but maybe.
But what if it's both? What if it's both now? What is a combination? Just remember, look at the early NASA technology which helped NASA go to the moon. That would be Jack Parson. Now Jack Parson was a well-known occultist. You've heard of Jack Parson. So what if the two didn't go hand in glove? Surely the Russians they've been practicing occultism as well. They got their own form.
Yeah, like the astronauts were with the
so what
if symbols on their suits and yeah.
Well, I'm not going like that. I'm just going for facts. I'm just trying to say facts, right? We do know that Jack Parsons was heavy behind the rocket system that got NASA to the moon. Heavy. But we also know Jack Parsons was in heavy. Now we can say it now. Diddy parties going down.
Yeah, you're right.
He used to do ceremonies out in the desert. He was a follower of Aleister Crowley. So that's all I'm trying to say is, what if they managed to do something?
Somehow they're linked. I mean, the spiritual part and
don't forget, Crowley was allegedly opened up portals. His believers believe he did this. Yeah. You know, I'm kind of not to doubt this guy, man.
Yeah, I remember
about Crowley. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I remember you were talking about Aleister Crowley opening up a portal and Lamb and we talked about Lamb, right? Well, the gray looks like a gray alien somehow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you know, it could be a mix of everything. So, well, what about you, Nick? What do you think? We left Nick.
That's all right. I mean, I've got one question for you. Is there any documentations in regards of this case in any military archives? Because the Americans have released their UFO files, which has been pretty much lackluster anyway. But in Portugal, have they done anything like that?
Not that I know. But if that would be somehow real, that would come from the KGB, I think, not from the U.S. U.S. have released a lot of documents. I haven't take a look at all of them, of course. I just saw the video probably and saw a couple of papers, but they were not relevant at all. There was even one about Lonnie Zamora's case, and there was nothing relevant on it, you know. But
sure,
no, not that I know. I haven't seen any. I really believe it would come from the KGB in that case, in the case of Voronezh, but I haven't seen it, and I don't think it's released. Actually, hopefully, I think that this information is gonna come to Russia soon. You know, so far, I just talked to this investigator, and he's the only one that knows, because it's very hard to penetrate that wall. You know, not because of the Iron Curtain or the Berlin Wall, because of the language. It's like you know, the language is not easy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do programs in Spanish, English, but what about Russian? You know, that's a limitation, very big limitation. I had a Ukrainian girlfriend a couple of years ago, but of course I'm single now. That was a good opportunity to communicate with them. But the thing is, someday, somehow, not very late, I mean, the Russians will start to know this. And the thing is, maybe it will be a surprise for them as well. Maybe they will say, what? Our lunar lander wasn't Voronezh? What are you talking about? Right. Well, it would. I don't think they will guess and say, oh, they got us, man. They know everything. I'm sure that's not going to be the case. The case will be like, if you say key, like, what? Who was there playing with this on this part? I mean, you know, the question will be like that, I guess. They would be even more surprised than us.
I'm kind of interested. I'm just going to ask this in chat though. Does anybody know when Nikola Tesla died?
1943.
Oh yeah, I don't remember a date. but I know he died poor and alone in a hotel, I guess, in a tower somewhere in New York, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a lot of things, maybe a lot of Tesla technology is around, and maybe is related on this as well. Who knows?
It was 1943. It was, I think, a couple of years before the Philadelphia experiment, apparently. So there we go.
Yeah, we don't know much about Tesla, but they were I think they were saying that Donald Trump's siblings were involved in it, right? I mean, someone, I don't remember, his uncle or
His uncle, yeah, Donald J, is Dr. John Trump,
from
who worked for the
FBI, right? He
FBI.
was from the FBI, something like that.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
and also there's a book with a story with a child called Baron that was time traveling or something. Oh, something related to time travel and Donald Trump. That sounded convinced, but I don't know. Sometimes reality, life itself, has those Easter eggs on it. It doesn't. It's not. I mean, life itself has weird stuff sometimes that you can see. I don't know if you heard about. Have you heard about that? The Barnes book, old book.
No, haven't. No.
It's a story. Yeah, it's a book written by, I don't remember. Let me Google it very quick. But it is real. I think it's real.
Okay.
We are so far away from the subject, but
that's all right.
I heard it. I heard that.
We're all learning.
I'm with you, Nick. That does sound familiar. It's up there with Elon. You remember when they said about Elon taking people to the moon, Mars?
Yeah.
You remember that foolishness as well?
And had children up there, didn't they, or something like that, working for the space program?
I just kind of tuned out, man.
Looks like the book, the Baron Trump novels are two children's novels written in 1889 and 1893 by American author Lower Ingersoll Logwood, something like that. Well, I don't know. There are some conspiracy videos that are saying that Donald Trump's uncle stole the Nikola Tesla technology for time travel, and then Donald Trump actually is a time traveler, and that's why you have that book with his son's name on it, something like that. Very crazy, but I don't know. I'm not gonna gather all that information in such a short period of time, so maybe you can do it later.
Nah.
But well, guys, I don't know if you. I'm not sure if you're already tired. Maybe you're.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think that's about it.
Too much. I think that's too much information for today.
No, it's fantastic. It's a great perspective on this case because, like I said, for your expertise looking into this, you know, you've thrown a theory out there, which is, I think a lot of people need to question this case really, because like I said, it's linked to Voronezh. You had the London Zamora case, amongst other. I mean, these crafts kind of looks like Tic Tacs to me, to a certain degree, from the perspectives of the children and what people have seen of this object. But then you show this craft and what the Soviets had, it makes you go, okay, actually, compared to what the people or the children were actually writing on the actual craft itself.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth thinking, for sure.
Yeah, an investigator once told me, you know that thing cannot fly, and yeah, I know. That's why I put an Impossible Spaceship on the book, and I told him, okay, but you have to give me an answer. You have two options. You have to say that all of this are, you know, a bunch of coincidences, or that I'm wrong. Which one are you going to choose? And he never chose a bunch of coincidences, because there's so much. If you start counting them, you will get like 20. You know, and the most important is the footprint, because the footprint belongs to the LK lander. The drawings belongs to the LK lander. The suits belongs to the cosmonauts, and the rivets and the round thing belongs to the LK lander. And actually, I missed one thing. Voronezh is industrial district. There's a lot of the space engines are being built. They are built there in Voronezh itself, and still.
Oh,
And
right.
the LK lander was designed in Ukraine, but part of the engine assembly was done in Voronezh on the 60s and on the 70s, not on the 89. But that's on the book as well. There's all information that is on the book that we didn't talk about. So guys,
Right.
goes to Amazon, get it. It's on
Hold
English.
that
The
book up.
Secret of Voronezh. Huh?
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Nothing happened.
I was going to say,
Maybe
can you hold
maybe
you hold your book?
maybe you have changed the timelines. I don't know.
Now, can you hold your book up, please?
Yeah, book. This is on Spanish, but you get the English one there on my poster. The Secret of Voronezh. Maury Gonzalez, Forward and Afterward by Manuel Carvajal, one of the greatest investigators in the world about the paranormal, not just UFOs. So get it. You will be amazed. You're gonna have a very intenseful reading, and how you're gonna have a lot of fun because this is not just a hypothesis. There's graphical evidence, as you saw along this program with I had with my great colleagues here. Much appreciated, and thank you very much for inviting me. And I hope that whenever you want, I'll join and I can talk about any UFO stuff. Anyone, anything.
Fantastic.
I
Brilliant.
know
Appreciate your time.
if we talk about the Tic Tacs, I have information about it. Don't be surprised that the Russians will be involved. That's that would be the disclaimer. Because
We'll be surprised.
they're really on everything. Believe me.
And see, Nick thinks everything's the Germans.
Right? At least that's closest than UK. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I think
Yeah, Barry,
everything's
it's
little
a
green
pleasure.
men.
Okay, guys, thank you very much, and I hope I see you soon. And I'll be around and longing to have another program with you because I have a very great time. Very great time. 2 hours and a half almost. So yeah, it felt like a minute.
Time dilation.
Yeah,
There you go.
probably.
All right. Well, thank you, Nick. What you stick? Do you want? Can you stick around for
Yeah,
after
of
the
course.
show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention on Facebook you can find me as Maury Gonzalez. You can find me on Instagram. On Instagram, you will see me playing guitar and singing a little bit as well. So if that would be
Well,
enjoyment for you, you can do it.
there
I'm
you
on
go.
X, and on X as Maury Gonzalez, Maury_Gon, Gon, and I'm not TikTok because I hate it. So that's the only one I'm not. I'm not.
Guys, don't worry if you can't write it down. All links are in the description box, and there's
Oh,
also
okay.
links. There's also a link there for his book on Amazon if you want to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I advise you go check it out.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much,
All
man.
right. So, Nick, what you got this Friday? Or are you going to
We're
do a
talking
show?
I'll be doing a show if the UFO files don't get released. I'll be talking about some German flying saucers. There you
Oh, that's great.
go.
Not Russian
Well,
this time.
no, not Russian. Too much.
unfortunately not.
Bob Lazar said, "Great show." Thank you, Bob Lazar.
He loved it.
Bob
Yeah,
Lazar is
so,
gonna like the German saucers.
and guys, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I haven't been working. I'm not going to work. It's too hot, man. Man's too hot.
It's very hot here, I have to admit. Yeah.
Here's too cold, as you can see. It's just we are the other way around.
And it's just getting hotter for us, man. Tomorrow. So, anyways, I ain't working. I'm saying that right now. So there you go. So I don't know when I'm going to see you next. If not before next Wednesday. So any ideas, or leave it up in the air?
I think we're fine.
All right. So on that note, now thank you guys for coming. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Thank you all. It's been a pleasure. Maury, again, all links to him in the description box.
Okay, it's been a pleasure
Everywhere.
to me as well. Thank you very much, Nick, and thank you very much, Andrew. I hope I see you and some other time. Anytime you want, you can invite me. I'll be here more than glad to participate in your awesome show, The Hidden Underbelly 2.0.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Fantastic.
you very much, man. Can't follow that up other than, you know what, man? Guys in England and also France and Spain, man, because you guys have been getting it hit hard, man. But you guys out there that are feeling this heat wave, just, you know, please, most importantly, be safe, man. Be safe out there, man. Because tomorrow there ain't even a cloud in it, son. Ain't it?
Yeah, it's currently 27 degrees at the moment, and you can probably tell by the sweat on my forehead. It's terrible. It's so hot.
Yeah, you look kind of
Yeah,
shiny.
so yeah, stay safe. I do look quite shiny. Yeah, baking is unbelievable. But no, it's stay safe out there, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Hidden underbelly, deep and wide, chasing saucers in the starry skies. Truth uncovered where the shadows lie. Big up our brother, he's the cosmic guide. All hidden, all hidden. Your light is never forbidden. Hidden, all hidden. The truth you've always given. Whispers of the cosmos in the night, shining answers through your second sight. Investigations that you bring to light. Mysteries unfolding your endless fight. All hidden, all hidden. Your light is never forbidden. Hidden, all hidden. The truth you've always given. Saucer trails in cosmic tales. Through the static you prevail. Hidden brother on the case, bringing truth to every space.